26 hours, this man tortured the 17-year-old teen, raping and abusing her. A girl who has been abused at home and is on the brink of ending her own life, only to be abducted but fought fiercely to arrest her kidnapper. This is the story of brave Lisa McVey.
Lisa is taken out of the car and into an apartment building. Once inside, she's thrown onto a bed.
He raped me. Any way you can imagine, he raped me. Very painful. Very painful.
It all began on November 3rd, 1984, when Lisa rode her bike home after working late at a donut shop, feeling tired and worn out. The clock struck 2 a.m. as she passed a quiet church, her fatigued legs pushing forward.
That I was going to end my life. I even sat down and wrote my suicide note out. I left around 2 a.m. when I got off my shift. I remember being happy. I was happy. I know when I go home, I'm going to end my life. I was happy. I'm going to be free.
Abruptly, a shadowy figure emerged, grabbing her from behind with a firm grip. Who was it, and what was his motive? Lisa screamed loudly, breaking the silence of the night. She begged for help, but felt terrified when the attacker put a cold gun to her head, sending shivers down her spine. The voice warned her to be quiet or face serious consequences, overwhelming her with fear. But did you know it wasn't the first time for Lisa to be threatened by someone? Lisa used to live with her grandmother since her mother was a drug addict and wasn't able to take care of her. While she lived there, her grandmother's boyfriend used to molest her and, as we mentioned, threatened her with a gun. And did you know what happened because of this? It made Lisa suicidal. She was about to end her life and had, in fact, written a suicide note as well. But the night of November 3rd changed everything. Lisa realized she wanted to live and therefore told the assailant that she was willing to do whatever he said, but just spare her life. He then abducted her and took her to an apartment which was located in Tampa.
Next thing, to my surprise, my abductor makes me get dressed.
Lisa is taken out of the car and into an apartment building. Once inside, she's thrown onto a bed.
But do you know what he did to her? For around 26 hours, this man tortured the 17-year-old teen, raping and abusing her. She felt as if she was about to die. Now, who was this man? The abductor was 31-year-old Bobby Joe Long. Before abducting Lisa, he had murdered 8 women and committed more than 50 rapes. Bobby had been doing all such crimes since the 1980s, and it was in 1984 when he kidnapped Lisa. So, how did Lisa save herself? What did she do in this regard?
Bad situation got me to another bad situation, is what saved my life, because the night before I'm doing my suicide note, and the next night I'm fighting for my life.
While being trapped, she made up a sad story about having a sick dad and being all alone in the world. She lies to Bobby about how he is the only person who cares about her and asked him to be his girlfriend secretly, hoping he'd feel sorry for her and let her go. And guess what? She succeeded in it. Finally swayed by her pleas, Bobby decided to set her free. After 26 hours of abuse and torture, he drove her to an ATM and a gas station and then dropped her off at a secluded spot far from prying eyes at 4:30 a.m. With a mix of caution and reluctance, he instructed her to keep her blindfold on for precisely 5 minutes while he made his escape.
West Interstate 275. I remember seeing a silver piercing, shining light hitting my eyes. It was the word Magnum on the dashboard. He decides to pull into a rear parking lot. Tell me to get out of the car. That Great's gonna kill me here. He told me when I got out, I wanted to stay there for 5 minutes. I was frozen. My mind's racing. Should I run? Should I walk? Is he watching me? Is he pointing the gun at me right now? Is he gonna run me over by his car?
The tension hung heavy in the air as Lisa anxiously counted the seconds, her heart pounding in her chest uncertain of what awaited her once she removed the blindfold. So what happened next? As soon as Bobby was gone, Lisa returned to her grandmother's house. Another challenge awaited her from her grandmother's cruel boyfriend. When she arrived at home, she was beaten by him. Lisa told everything to her grandmother and grandfather, but they didn't believe her. But the Tampa police did. She got in touch with the police and told them about the entire incident. Her grandmother told the police that Lisa was lying, but the officers ignored it and decided to carry out the investigation. What did Lisa tell the police? Lisa told the entire scene how she was abducted by the police, including some helpful information. When she was blindfolded in Bobby's car, she realized under a hole in her blindfold that the car was a red Dodge Magnum, and even noticed he was driving north. Lisa also said that she had left her fingerprints intentionally at Bobby's apartment to help police find her. With such information in hand, the police launched a surveillance operation to arrest Bobby.
I was putting my fingerprints everywhere. The vanity mirror, on the walls, to show the police I was fighting, trying to leave my marks to say, hey, listen, I was here. I was one of his victims.
Was the police successful in arresting Bobby? Yes. After immense efforts, Bobby was arrested for abducting and sexually assaulting Lisa McVey on November 16, 1984.
Late this evening, investigating officers from the task force have arrested and charged Robert J. Long, and we have charged him with 9 counts of first-degree murder.
The next year, Bobby finally confessed to his crimes against Lisa and other victims. He opened up to 10 gruesome murders, 8 kidnappings, and 7 cases of sexual assault. The courtroom was heavy with the weight of his atrocities as the judge sentenced him to life behind bars for each crime. Yet, the harshest punishment was reserved for the cold-blooded killings of Michelle Denise Sims and Virginia Johnson, earning him 2 death sentences. Was justice served? The day came, which Lisa had been waiting for. On May 23, 2019, Bobby was executed by lethal injection in the presence of Lisa and another survivor victim, Linda Nuttall.
In memory and honor of the victims, Artis Wick, Lana Long, Michelle Denise Sims, Chanel Williams, Elizabeth Loudenbach, Karen Disfriend, Vicki Elliott, Kimberly Hops, Virginia Johnson, and Kimberly Swan.
Indeed, justice was served. But what about Lisa McVey? Not only did she witness Bobby's execution, but she also played a pivotal role in the arrest of her grandmother's abusive boyfriend. Where is Lisa nowadays, and what is she doing? As of now, Lisa is working as a successful police officer. In 2004, she enrolled in the police academy, determined to make a difference. Joining the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, the very department that had arrested her abductor, she dedicated herself to combating sex crimes, becoming a specialist in the field.
I'm no longer a victim. I'm a survivor and I'm a warrior. There's no victim here.
Along with being a brave police officer, she is also a motivational speaker and a school resource officer. So, what do we learn from the case of Lisa McVey? Lisa's story is not only inspirational, but deeply emotional as well. The adversity she endured from childhood through her teenage years evokes profound sympathy. However, what truly stands out is her remarkable resilience and courage following her abduction. Her bravery ultimately resulted in the capture of a dangerous murderer like Bobby Joe Long. The saga of Lisa McVey reminds us that with courage, one can overcome even the most formidable challenges.